Hey yo, what's up YouTube? It's the one and only DONMANIA. You know it's bird. I got the hoodie on today. Yes, bro. I'm on a different mode. I'm on a different type of timing today. I ain't gonna hold you. The hair was in my face, bro. I was like, I ain't gonna hold you. Don't feel like doing the hair today. I'm gonna be real. I don't feel like it. I have hats, but hey, who gonna get the hat for me? Not me. I'm not gonna go out my way to get a hat. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all gonna have to hold that. But what's up, DYM? Today we're gonna be reacting to how Bobbi Althoff lost her entire audience in 1 year. It's crazy. She had a 1 year peak and then she just disappeared, like Paul Pierce on the Brooklyn Nets. It's crazy, bro. But further ado, let's see.
So it has been quite a long time
Shout out
since
to
we last
Jamari,
checked
bro.
in on Bobbi
One of the best
Althoff.
commentators
Around
out
a year
there.
and a half ago, I actually
Well,
declared her the biggest
you know
industry
what I mean.
plant I had ever witnessed hit the podcast scene.
Hi guys, welcome to the Really Good Podcast with your host Bobbi Althoff.
Basically, this woman came out of nowhere and had some huge guests like Drake, Mark Cuban.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. It's bothering me. I gotta get the hat. I'm sorry, bro. It's bothering me. It's bothering me. I have to throw on a different hat or something, bro. Throw this on or something. I'm back. Let's continue.
And other celebrities on her show that she dubbed the Really Good Podcast.
I think my mom named me after a lawyer, which always kind of like rubbed me the wrong way.
Within a week of the Drake interview, Bobbi was being represented by one of the top talent agencies and getting mainstream publicity. For this reason, people began to call her an industry plant because the only content that she had made online before this was essentially a spoof of mommy blogger TikTok content, where she did garner millions of followers, mainly moms all around the country who liked her sarcastic brand of humor.
There is nothing more embarrassing than walking around with one of these. Everyone knows how it got there. They know what you did.
She claims that she parlayed this TikTok career into another
Yo,
career of
what the heck?
podcasting after she
What
offered
Bobbi
her
got going
followers
on?
$300 if they could get a celebrity to come onto her podcast.
There's like a finder's fee, right? You said if
Yeah,
you get a celebrity,
yeah.
I will pay you $300.
Yeah.
She says that this offer led to the episode with Funny Marco, which would in turn lead to her being in bed with Drake. You can picture her to be like the slightly more successful Hawk Tua girl. To me, their careers actually draw a lot of parallels to each other, but one had to tell the world her methods for sucking dudes off before she got thrown into the belly of the industry matrix. You know, they both had that type of lightning in a bottle rise to fame that left on
Bro,
with
Hot
the same,
Tua was
"Damn,
never
this
funny
really
in the
fucked."
first
But to be
place.
fair to
It
Bobbi,
just
she
never
does
clicked.
seem a lot more intelligent
never
than
clicked for
Hawk
me.
Tua.
It was never funny.
Say it aggressive, like
Hot
you really.
Whatever happened to that chick, by the way?
Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I guess she's still asleep. And with Bobbi having such an astronomical rise to fame in such a short period of time, and the fact that most people felt like she was directly biting her entire deadpan comedic style from Funny Marco himself, she started to get a lot of ridicule online. I don't think it helped that she missed her son's birthday party to be there in bed with Drake that day.
You know?
I flew all the way here
You did. I really do appreciate
on my
that.
daughter's first birthday.
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
hmm
You missed your daughter's first birthday for
To
this.
be here.
Dark. Regret that you'll never be able to undo.
Yeah.
Horrible parenting.
Something people thought was a joke at first, as it was her brand to be dry and sarcastic, but now it's been revealed that she was being totally serious. The other thing was, when she was doing these interviews, she would constantly be making passes at these men, asking them if they would sleep with her, or if she was their type.
Am I your type?
I'd do it.
Thank you.
Would you date someone that looks like me?
Something that is not only strange to do
Yo,
as
Tiger
an
looked
interviewer,
away.
but
I ain't
also
gonna lie,
it got
that's
even
funny.
more wild when people found out that she was still married. Strangely enough, the dude would actually file for divorce the very same month the Drake podcast came out, which led to quite a bit of speculation online.
I'd do it.
One thing I will say is that she was way ahead of her time when it came to the Drake mistreatment, deleting their interview right after it started going viral, and hating at his concert. But after a while, the sarcastic,
that don't even sound like Drake. Who was that?
Really got old, and she even got put in her place by rapper Offset, who let her know that she wasn't all that.
You wanted to be on my podcast.
Why you keep saying that, Kevin? That shit, man. I honestly didn't even want to do this shit. I don't fucking do interviews. You heard, you already told me you looked me up. I'm walking out on bullshit. I'm fucking with you because they're making me.
As a matter of fact, I took the hell out of her.
You need a little bit of seasoning. You ain't got no seasoning, man. You like a plain piece of chicken, just on the thing, you pull it off, and then you serve the dish. You need some motherfucking seasoning, man.
You can leave now.
This is my hotel. I paid for this motherfucker. You can leave now.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. He kind of cooked it right there. I ain't gonna hold you. I would have told them. I would have told the editors, cut that clip right there. I ain't gonna hold you. That's not funny. They gonna have to cut. My editors is gonna have to cut that clip regardless. Or you not getting paid. I guarantee you that. I'm crashing out just like that.
And then she changed up her whole look, and she went on a show with Keke Palmer, and right there she got accused of being an industry plant right to her face.
I know. You're not an industry plant, right?
I am, but...
You do feel kind of planty. We do have the same manager, so is this
I know, isn't that crazy?
Feels a bit planty.
This is definitely planty.
You got here in 5 minutes. It took me 20 years.
Hey, it has been a minute.
What I think industry plan is.
Has
been like that is tied to someone else in the industry and uses those connections to capitalize, and they like have zero talent.
I'm not an anythinger. I don't have any talents.
And then people started to say that she was trying to manufacture moments. She had Ryan Garcia chasing her around the room like they were on the playground.
Bro, you run fast, bro.
He would later tweet out that they had this intimate situation after that was recorded, and she continued with this reputation that she was kind of being bounced around the industry.
Bobby was getting cracked!
Got some close up?
I like to read people's messages, not get room tours.
Let me read your messages.
No. I don't like messages.
I'll let you read one message if you let me read one message.
I delete all of my messages.
Liar.
Are you cleaning? I do. You don't? You keep your messages?
I delete my messages?
Yeah, you keep yours?
People that delete their messages are cheaters. I'm not a liar or a cheater. I hate liars.
And I feel like relevancy-wise, she kind of just came and went, and honestly, Hawk Tuah kind of took her spot online. Nowadays, Bobbi's channel and TikTok are mainly inactive, and the last couple of podcasts only garnered a small percentage of what she was averaging only a year ago.
Yeah, she was on a run, I ain't gonna lie, a year ago.
By watching over an hour of Bobbi being interviewed by Forbes and Wired magazine. Bobbi Althoff, the deadpan podcast host America can't get enough of. Wow, a whopping 10K views. America just can't get enough. Obviously, her publicist got her this opportunity, as a lot of celebrities and online talent alike do this type of thing, so they can still try and seem relevant to their sponsors and other people kind of pouring money into their careers. And before we get into all the out-of-touch things she said during these interviews, I did want to tell you guys about today's video sponsor. Some of you already know
Jamari!
San Antonio, NBA Bills, Sundays is only as you throw it in and to let 10 off your just use my if you sign up.
Hey, save the dogs, man.
So click these
Save
interviews.
the dogs.
I actually did learn a lot about Bobbi, for the good and the bad. And after listening to her come up story actually doesn't sound that outrageous to me.
For a few years before, I was on TikTok, just doing brand deals, posting.
But she is honestly just not very likable. Coming up, she claims that she was posting 5 to 10 TikToks per day for years, where she routinely raked in millions of views, followers, and hundreds of thousands of dollars per year.
But my goal for the first year of once I started getting views and getting followers was that every single day I had to have one video that I posted that got 1 million views. So I would keep trying and trying.
Now, using the
What?
Wayback Machine,
A million
I can
views?
see that her numbers do pretty much align
I barely
with her
get a million
story,
views,
but I
bruh.
do still think that after the Drake podcast,
That's
they really tried
rare.
to make her this big thing, and it just kind of burnt out and then fell flat on its face for the same reason that industry plants in the music sector never stay hot, because the fans they garner are so incredibly generic and fickle that they would just move on to the next trend like nothing. And one thing I did find very interesting in these interviews was the insistence that she has always been driven by wanting to be famous.
I've always wanted to act or have some type of leg in Hollywood, kind of. So I felt, my family always says that if anybody in our family was going to end up where I ended up, it would be me, because I was the most driven towards that.
And even more by wanting to be rich.
How'd you become an influencer or creator?
Just wanting to make money.
She even says that the only reason she did podcasting a TikTok in the first...
See, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I love, the money is amazing. But just being able to make content for y'all and y'all having reactions and then y'all having to spread out the content and y'all having to spread the word. Bro, it feels amazing. To have a community, it feels amazing. That's really what is the key to making content, is having a community. A community is like a group, a supporters, a group. It's a family. You know what I mean? So once DYM go up, I ain't gonna lie, the money gonna be great, but the community is gonna be amazing.
Place was because she saw how much money other people made doing it and got motivated.
Mentally decided that she made like at least $300 a year on her podcast alone, and I was like, that's what I need to do next. Like, I need a podcast.
And for someone who loves money so much, she seems incredibly lazy about her job. Multiple times she brags about the fact that she goes into her podcast doing little to zero research on her guest that day.
And what is your interviewing technique?
Just no research, show up, and ask questions. I was researching how he interviews people, and I was like, oh God, this is a lot of work. Let me just go in there and know nothing.
It's a lot of work.
It's so much work.
And keep in mind, she's doing this in the face of two career journalists who do not look very amused.
Is the notebook just for show? Because you kind of have it open
No,
and then paper on top of it.
This is just my method.
It's okay.
This is my method. I'm a journalist, so I have my method.
I was making around like $250 to $300 a year.
1,000.
Yeah.
From brand
deals on TikTok.
Wow.
And 250 is great and all, but it's hard to come up with content with just me every day.
$250,000 a year as an annual income is great and all.
Yes.
It is great.
It is great.
A year!
She's out here making $300,000 per year. Sound like a minimum wage job at Sonic, which I don't think is a winning strategy.
She
for
was
gaining
making that
public
before
favor.
she...
To me, above all else, it really just seems like there's really no passion in anything Bobbi does. And it's all strictly for the money or the clout, which in some
She
fields
was
can
already
definitely
making
work,
that?
but not in the entertainment industry.
I hope I go from D-list to A-list. That's my goal in 10 years.
From D-list to A-list.
Yes.
She still insists over and over, though, that she would be fine going back to a job at Jersey Mike's.
At the end of the day, if I had to go back and work at Jersey Mike's again to support myself, I'll make your sandwich for you.
Yeah, I'm calling absolute bullshit on that, okay? She wasn't even cool with $300,000. And during these interviews, both of the interviewers indirectly question her rise to fame and make allusions to the idea that someone in the background pulls a lot of strings for her.
What do you think is your appeal? Why do you think you became a thing?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
You don't
Why are
know.
you looking at me like that? Well, early on, I was like, is that a joke? Like, what is an industry plant? You guys,
Right.
and I would just play into it because I was like, there's no way people actually think that. But then I realized, like, what people actually think that.
I did my reading, they actually think
They
that.
really do. And I think that it makes sense. Like, from an outside looking in perspective, I can see why they would think that.
Basically, it
She
seems
think
like
that
nobody's
too!
buying her story, and at one point she
Look
even
at her
cries over the
face!
hate that she receives online.
Sometimes it's just constructive criticism. It can be a little mean, but yeah, it doesn't bother me too much.
Other than that, when it comes to Bobbi, there were these pictures of men carrying her out of the club. Someone put together that she was allegedly dating this NFL player based on one of her posts, and then she got totally embarrassed when this dude did not want to claim her like that, denying the allegations on Twitter after they caught his ass in 4K. I mean, truly, there's nothing...
That man said, that's not me. Yo, that's not me, man. Come on, why y'all doing that? That is not me. That's not me. Yo!
Much worse than when you think you were in a full-blown relationship with someone, and it turns out they were hiding your ass the whole time or really don't want anything to do with you like that publicly. And so now she's been on TikTok crying.
Just like hard to imagine finding someone who is truly good for you. It's hard to imagine there's a world where there's like someone who's actually meant for you.
I mean, talk about a turn of events. She was online talking about it's time for her hoe phase.
So what you doing for these 2 years? You gonna be a hoe?
I have to do a hoe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe I will.
I don't know, you said you married young and you have your 2 kids already and you're divorced. Isn't that what divorced people do after that?
Just sleep around and have fun.
And now she's recording herself tearing up on camera.
And I got lonely. Met a guy around Thanksgiving. And I think things moved really fast. I don't know. I thought it was fucking fate. Clearly it wasn't. It was really sweet. It raised the bar for me, which sometimes sucks because then it's like, fuck. I didn't want the bar to be raised at all. Dating is just hard, you guys. Like,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
I don't know, I always just think it's an interesting case study to see how quickly these individuals fall out of favor with the public. For her and the Hawk Tuah girl, it was like trying to live in a house with no foundation, like that.
I ain't gonna lie, Bobby, I ain't think it really used to be cool. I ain't think it was this bad.
And listen, guys, I truly think Drake owes this chick a room in his compound. Like, if he had not laid up with her in bed and put her on the map, this all likely would have never happened. Maybe Kendrick wouldn't even have dissed his ass. Maybe he was at home on his laptop and this is what sent him over the edge. He knew at this moment that Drake was not like him. In all seriousness though, Bobbi seems alright, but as far as her maintaining a career online, I just don't really see the longevity here, given her motivations are all wrapped up in clout, material possessions, and greed. Not to even mention the fact that it seems like she couldn't really give a damn about her podcast or producing it in a better way. But I want to know what you guys think about this latest Bobbi Althoff update down below. I also want to thank Sundays for Dogs for sponsoring today's video once again, but as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan.
Hey man, shout out to Jamari, man. Jamari always come through with the bangers. But Bobbi, I ain't gonna hold my heart. You got my heart, you got my mind. But I don't think about you all the time. You need to... Your time is up, my heart. Your time is up, my heart. But anyways, further ado, I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Your boy ladondada. I love y'all, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. We out. Peace.